Hey guys, Wyatt Claypool here. Oh, it's been a bad week for federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. I'm convinced at this point that he must be trying to get into a fraternity run by Justin Trudeau because he keeps humiliating himself in what I can only describe as political hazing rituals in order to seek Justin Trudeau's approval. Over the last week and a half, he's been absolutely disgracing himself by attacking the Conservatives for not backing the Liberals GST HST holiday, which Singh knows is completely fake. It is a 2 month GST HST freeze only on certain items that ends on February 17th, starts on December 17th, ends on February 17th, and then on April 1st, the carbon tax doubles. So it's going to wipe out any gains that Canadians get from being able to save money with the HST freeze. It's completely stupid. Jagmeet knows it, and he's humiliating himself. And now Jagmeet Singh is disagreeing with himself, Jagmeet Singh, on Justin Trudeau being fit for office. Here's a headline from CTV News saying Singh won't support conservative non confidence motion that uses his own words. And this is conservative leader Pierre Poilievre mocking him in the aftermath of all this. This happened late on December 3rd. He said, Jagmeet Singh will always sell out workers and go back on his word. And then there's a sign here thing for a conservative website, petition, whatever. Politicians do all the time. I always find it sort of silly that they always want you to sign something and give them your personal contact information over something that doesn't really require that. But anyways, Jagmeet Singh has all of the cards right now. He could actually hold Justin Trudeau over a cliff and demand everything he wants from him. But for some reason, Singh, as the small third party that has no prospect of winning the government in 2025, seems to be the most terrified of the next election. It makes no sense to me. In theory, Trudeau should be scared of losing his government, and Jagmeet Singh should be willing to drive his car straight at Justin Trudeau's car in a game of chicken and never take his foot off the gas because he has nothing to lose. But Jagmeet Singh does have something to lose, and that's publicity. Jagmeet Singh does want his pension. He wants his other MPs to get their pensions, but even more than getting his pension, because Jagmeet Singh is already an independently rich man. The thing he really is scared of losing is publicity. He loves being in front of the camera, and he's not going to be the NDP leader after the next election unless the NDP has just become completely masochistic and likes losing with him as their figurehead. And so Jagmeet wants to extend this government's length as far as humanly possible because that means he keeps being relevant in the media. But now I want to go through some of these posts that really highlight just how pathetic this is for Singh. He posted this yesterday, knowing that he was about to, disagree with himself and say he won't vote for the no confidence motion that uses his own words against Trudeau, saying that he's not a legitimate leader and incompetent and, a corporate shill. So earlier in the day, Jagmeet attacks the Conservatives again, carrying Justin Trudeau's water because he is just the executive assistant of Justin Trudeau at this point. Jagmeet Singh saying, Conservatives cut corporate taxes by 7%, but voted against a tax break on diapers. Pierre Poilievre axed the tax for corporations, max the tax for Canadians. Max the tax? Aren't you the one who's okay with the consumer carbon tax doubling in April? The Conservatives want to permanently get rid of that. Plus, I know that Jagmeet Singh is economically illiterate, but you think somebody would tell him that actually reducing corporate taxes reduces the prices on the shelves for consumers. Grocery stores would like to make as much profit as possible, but seeing as they have competition, if you cut their corporate tax rate by 7%, they're not going to then suddenly pocket it all because another grocery store or another large corporation is just going to reduce their prices and then eat that other corporation's lunch by bringing all their customers to them because they have significantly lower prices. Jagmeet Singh doesn't get this because he's economically illiterate. But I don't want to hold on that too long. Everyone knows how stupid this is. And Jagmeet Singh was trying to get as many licks in on the Conservatives before he was going to have to tell the media he's not voting for the no confidence motion, which, again, is entirely made up of justifications Jagmeet Singh has made in the past for Justin Trudeau not being, capable or not being the right person to be prime minister and that he should be removed. Here's Pierre Poilievre going after Jagmeet Singh right after the shoe dropped above a post. This is the no confidence motion. This is the text. And look, here is the Halifax International Longshoremen's Association backing the no confidence motion. This is insane. They say on Monday the NDP has the opportunity to reinforce that they will not bring in back to work legislation by supporting their own leaders' words. And they were basically saying, yes, they should be pressuring the Liberals to effectively get rid of this back to work legislation. And I disagree with the Halifax Longshoremen's Association here. I think that back to work legislation in the case of like Canada Post and whatnot is perfectly legitimate. But his own people are against him. Jagmeet's own base of the working class are against him, unionized workers. And Pierre Poilievre is here to do a victory lap on him and say, union workers will tell Jagmeet Singh to vote for his own words and vote for a carbon tax election. Jagmeet, where is the win here? Where is the win for the NDP? I'm a conservative. I love watching Jagmeet Singh fail at life because it's just hilarious to me. But you think that he would be he'd be capable of being able to, put pressure on the Liberals to extract at least a couple wins. He hasn't gotten a win here at all. We had heard earlier, late in November, that Jagmeet Singh was maybe going to not vote for the GST, HST holiday and demand it be applied to all products or that it be expanded. He's asking the Liberals to give the $250 checks in April to seniors who aren't working anymore, as well as people who actually are earning an income, who are employed. But I don't even think he's gotten that. He has literally gotten nothing. And this paired up with the fact that Jagmeet Singh a few days ago was pictured exiting a Maserati outside of Parliament Hill and walking with, I'm not sure if it was like a Louis Vuitton bag, but an expensive leather bag, wearing his, his bespoke suit and his Rolex watch. This has all just been a PR nightmare, a PR disaster. And it had queued up Pierre Poilievre for probably one of the best lines against Jagmeet Singh. Here's a piece of political advice for any of you that get into politics. Although you should generally try and stay serious and very straightforward in how you deliver your message, being funny works. And this is hilarious. I believe he calls Jagmeet Singh here a Maserati Marxist.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister claims he's taking taxes off of fresh made produce. He really does. He really does think that food comes from the grocery store, not from the farmers who actually grow the produce. That's why he, I guess, thinks he can carbon tax those farmers without taxing the food. And then you have his friend, the Maserati Marxist over there. Who wants to tax your gas? They're both out of touch. Canadians are out of money. How about a carbon tax election?
It's just so good. It's so good. There's no notes. I have no notes for that. It's just a good line. Okay, it's not even getting cut to Justin Trudeau talking because there's way too much clamor over the line. But it's smart politics that what Pierre Poilievre is doing. And the idea that anyone cares that, oh my goodness, the Conservatives are not in favor of tax relief because they don't back this 2-month tax freeze, which really just opens the door for the Liberals to try and increase their public approval just a little bit before they then slam people down with an April carbon tax doubling. That's really what's going on here. And the polling has backed up that Canadians are not buying into this. I think that the poll of who's more likely to support the Liberals because of this GST, HST tax freeze was only 9%, saying that they're more likely to vote Liberal now. And let's be honest, when people answer poll questions, they know the implications of the poll being covered in the media. That 9%, I guarantee, is mostly Liberals. They're already 100% likely to vote Liberal, but they'll say, I'm more likely to vote Liberal because of this, because they think it will shape public approval. It's really not how it works. You really can't gamify polls that much. And so the vast majority of people say it doesn't change their perspective on Trudeau. Some people even say it makes me less likely to support him. That's probably just Conservatives and PPC voters just always saying everything that Trudeau does makes me less likely to vote for him. Technically, the HST, GST tax freeze isn't bad in theory, although small businesses are actually saying they don't like this because the amount of effort it goes into adjusting all their prices makes this not worth it at all. But most people see through this as just like a way of buying them off. Yeah, it might be nice for people to save 5 to 10%, like, sales tax on some ready-made food and produce and whatnot and other essentials for a couple of months. But in terms of the politics of what's going on, most people don't like that they're basically being played for fools. But I want to get into one other clip here because this was the dumbest controversy of this entire no confidence vote thing. Here's Karina Gould. I believe she's the House leader. She's some position. I really don't care what position she's in because whatever position she has, she doesn't deserve it. But Karina Gould here, who I believe is the MP for Burlington, which Emily Brown was just made the Conservative nominee out there. Emily's fantastic. If you guys live in Burlington, next federal election, make sure to sign up on her campaign and help her out. This lady needs to be removed from office, Karina Gould. But there was this stupid controversy that was going on that, the Conservatives don't actually believe in their no confidence motion because Karina Gould here and the Liberals had offered to let the Conservatives put it up for a vote if they basically end the deadlock in Parliament. It's entirely stupid. I'll let her make the case, though.
Today, I presented a motion to allow the Conservatives to have an opposition day motion, to have two, in fact, this week. And I just find it very ironic that over the weekend, Mr. Poilievre, the leader of the Conservatives, was tweeting out about what motion he would debate, and yet when given the opportunity, they declined it. And all I can say is that, again, this is just a typical pattern of behavior from the leader of the opposition who says one thing, does another. We saw the same thing last week when, he's been parroting lines for the past couple of months about reducing taxes for Canadians. But again, when given the opportunity to vote for a tax cut for...
It's not a tax cut. I can cut her off there. Now she's just going into propaganda about the tax cut. It's not a tax cut. It's a freeze that then rolls into a massive tax increase. The same month, they're giving out $250 checks to also try and make people not realize what's going on. Those $250 checks, in fact, are going to increase inflation, meaning that all of the money that you're getting is not nearly worth what it is right before taxes hit and make everything way more expensive on top of it. Anyways, though, but her point is that, Poilievre didn't want to put forward the motion. When we gave him the opportunity to do it earlier, he denied it because he doesn't actually believe in the motion. No, what this is the Liberals trying to get out of the parliamentary deadlock over the Green Slush Fund, the SDTC scandal. I forget what it's called. It's like this. It doesn't really matter. It's the technology corporation. It's the Sustainable Development Technology Corporation. There you go. That because the Liberals are refusing to hand over documents to the RCMP or to the Conservatives over that scandal regarding who got money, who knew what, and when, because a lot of Liberal insiders and friends and even people in businesses or corporations that ministers are associated with got money from the SDTC. The Conservatives requested documents, and because they were denying giving them documents, the Liberals were not handing them over. Even though Greg Fergus is a Liberal, as the Speaker of the House, he had to basically say, okay, well, no more business can happen until you end up handing over those documents. It's just a parliamentary rule. Even if Greg Fergus didn't say that they had to do it, he would have probably still been forced by a court to demand the documents, or the Liberals cannot use basically Parliament. We've been in basically a big filibuster for 2 months. And so it's deadlocked until the Liberals hand over the documents or the Conservatives relinquish their demands for the documents. And so what Karina Gould was doing is a very weaselly game where, hey, guys, I'll let you put your motion forward on one of our days of Parliament because Parliament is broken up between government days and opposition days. The Conservatives get 2 days a week to be able to put forward motions, speak to petitions, all this sort of stuff. And so even when Parliament's deadlocked, the opposition days still function as opposition days because it'd be ridiculous that if the Liberals didn't hand over documents to the Conservatives couldn't then do their own business on their days when they haven't done anything wrong. So Karina Gould, this is a super long, complicated explanation, I'm sorry, but she was then saying, how about you guys end the parliamentary deadlock, which then relinquishes all the requests, which means the Conservatives can no longer request the documents again, and then if they get held up, Parliament stops. Basically, it would just resume permanently again. That she was wanting them to basically let the Liberals off the hook over this massive scandal to get a motion voted on a few days early. Who cares? That literally is completely immaterial. It's absolutely like it's a worthless gesture. But Karina Gould has absolutely nothing. The Liberals have nothing, and so that was their fallback, pretending the Conservatives must not really believe in their motion because they won't let the Liberals get, they won't let the Liberals get away with a scandal in order to vote on it a few days early. It's entirely stupid, and it's almost hard to explain how stupid it is. Uh, I also do have to say the person who posted that clip had a really funny bit on Karina Gould, calling her the Minister of Forever 21. But on that note, I think that's a good place to end this video. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and if you want to donate to support the legal fund, you can do that both in the Give, Send, Go link in the description below, and it will also be posted at the top of the comments. Also, think about signing up on my website, WyattClaypool.com, where if you sign up onto my contact list, in the future, I can notify you of good nomination candidates in your riding federally and provincially for any races I'm aware of, and for leadership races, both federally and provincially. It allows me to basically reach out to you guys on races where I couldn't really make a video on it because it might only concern, maybe 20,000 people in like Newfoundland or New Brunswick or some northern riding in Saskatchewan. So that allows me to basically take 10 people and tell them something like about a specific race going on without watering down the channel with me covering races that nobody has a clue about and which will basically cause the video to die on upon publication because nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's it for me today, guys. Have a good one.